With NFL free agency just around the corner, we're taking a look at the top 5 inside linebackers in NFL free agency here in 2022. I'm Cody Roark, video host here at Pro Football Network. Now, the inside linebacker position contains a mixed bag of different players that specialize as either run-stopping defenders, coverage linebackers, or you have the guys that are a little bit of hybrid and can do both really well. Let's take a look at the top 5. Coming in at number 5, it is Houston Texans impending free agent linebacker here, Christian Kirksey. Now, interesting angle enough here. Lovie Smith, now the head coach of the Houston Texans organization, was the defensive coordinator last season. This could be an appeal for Kirksey to come back to Houston. Now, in 13 games here in the 2021 season, he had 93 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 8 passes defensed. He could also maybe potentially thrive in a brand new environment, especially on this year's free agency market, or he could return to Houston here in 2022. Coming in at number 4, let's talk about a veteran impact player. When you bring in a guy like this, he can change the landscape of the way that you play defense. I'm talking about New Orleans Saints impending free agent linebacker Kwon Alexander. Now, when he initially came over from the New Orleans Saints, he suffered a season-ending injury. He missed a little bit of the first part of the season with the Saints in 2021 coming off of that, and then missed a couple of games throughout the season afterwards. However, as an impact player, he was one guy that was responsible for transforming a little bit of the culture on the defense here. Now, in just 12 games of action in 2021, he had 50 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and he missed 6 games, though, in 2021. So can he stay healthy? Are the Saints looking to bring him back? He's one of those guys that you want to help shape and teach the younger guys at that position behind him. Kwon Alexander comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, though, we're going to take a look at Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Rams free agent linebacker Kenny Young. Now, Kenny Young started the first half of the 2021 season on the Los Angeles Rams roster, where he was a starter on their defense. He was a key part of it. Unfortunately for him, he got traded away to the Denver Broncos. He went from a Super Bowl contending team to a team that was not contending for a Super Bowl. They may now be in the contention window now with Russell Wilson at quarterback. But Kenny Young is a dynamic linebacker who's very solid against the pass, but he's also a stout run-stopping linebacker, understands how to take great angles, and he absolutely improved the Broncos defense when George Paton acquired him via trade in 2021. Now, for him, he had 75 missed tackles, and he missed some time at the end of the season due to a concussion and a couple of injuries, but his high football IQ will have him as a prime candidate in NFL free agency. Coming in at number 2, now let's take a look at the now released Arizona Cardinals linebacker Jordan Hicks, who was released earlier in the week by the Arizona Cardinals organization. He is now officially free to go wherever he pleases here. Now, for the Cardinals, he had 4 sacks, 116 tackles, and the really great note here that will boost his value on the free agency market, he started in all 17 games last season for this Cardinals defense. He will be a hot commodity in free agency. We'll be tuned in to find out where he goes. Now, coming in at number 1, this was probably one of the more surprising moves so far of the NFL offseason. Bobby Wagner is now a free agent. The Seattle Seahawks released him to free up some cap space, but the veteran linebacker is such an impact player against the run. Any team that is looking for a guy that's going to chase down running backs running to the opposite side towards the sideline, he's the guy you want. You want a guy that's going to plug the interior, and you want a guy that's going to clog a little bit of the passing windows in the middle of the field. Bobby Wagner is your guy here, and he's got interest as well from other NFC West teams. The Rams, the 49ers, and the Cardinals are all interested in Bobby Wagner. Now, with the release of Jordan Hicks in Arizona, maybe Bobby Wagner to the Cardinals makes a little bit more sense here going forward here. But for Bobby Wagner, he had a career-high 170 tackles in 2021, and he's a true run-stuffing Mike linebacker, and he's one of those leaders that will transform the culture of your defense and the locker room. He comes in as number 1 here on our top 5 inside linebackers in NFL free agency here in 2022. I'm Cody Roark of Pro Football Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you love this video, if you want more daily NFL news, content, and coverage, make sure you hit the thumbs up button on this video. Make sure you subscribe and you turn on notifications so you never miss out on a day's worth of NFL news, content, and coverage courtesy of Pro Football Network, the primary voice for pro football.